In the past few days, I improved on and updated a Python program I made about the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSEi back in Q1. I did this to showcase what I learned about in this quarter: trend lines and channel lines, Fibonacci retracement, support and resistance, breakouts, and pullbacks. I recommend that you watch this video at the top right first so you can understand the content here. There are quite some ways in finding where the price of the stock will go. Two of them are trend lines and channel lines. Trend lines are lines connecting successive highs or lows of price in order to find a pattern, or trend, in price. Channel lines are like trend lines, except that they connect both the successive highs and lows in order to find a range where price goes to. Another way in finding where price will go is Fibonacci retracement. This shows possible levels where price bounces back in the original direction after going through a retracement. A retracement is a temporary change in the direction of price before going back to the original way. The Fibonacci retracement levels or Fib levels are 0%, 23.6%, 38.2%, 50%, 61.8%, 78.6%, and 100% of the original gain or loss of the price in the trend. Price obeys the principle of support and resistance. Support is where people tend to buy the stock and thus price stops going lower. Resistance is where people tend to sell the stock and thus price stops getting higher. Price usually hovers somewhere in between. There are many possible support and resistance areas, such as whole numbers, previous highs and lows, moving averages, trend lines and channel lines, and Fib levels. Outside the support and resistance, traders buy at breakouts and pullbacks. Breakouts are where price explodes beyond the resistance at high volume. Successful breakout candles usually have long ranges, new price highs, and closes above 50% of the previous candle. In this chart, there is a breakout in this area right here. But even if it passed all the criteria for a successful breakout, it still fell back to the original pattern. Pullbacks are where price temporarily drops from the uptrend but goes back to the upside. There are two types of pullbacks, classic pullbacks and flags. Classic pullbacks are steep while flags form consolidation patterns. They obey support and resistance areas, thus they can be tradable. There is a classic pullback right here in this trend and it went back up at both the 50 SMA and the 38.2% Fib level. There is also a flag right here but it is quite small. My Python program had quite some changes ever since I first presented it. First of all, I extended the data set from January 1, 2022 to March 15, 2023. Second, I removed the MACD. Thus I didn't need the TA library anymore. Third and most importantly, I made two new functions that can easily make trend lines and calculate Fib levels. To make a trend line connecting 2 points, all one has to do is enter the time frame of the trend line and the price levels they connect, like this. To calculate a Fibonacci retracement level, all one has to do is enter the time frame of the levels, the price levels they are based on, and the direction of the trend, like this. Based on the different things I learned this quarter, I think that it is most likely that the PSEi will still go down until it reaches around 6,000 pesos in value. The reason why I think it will stop there is because 6,000 pesos is a whole number value and just 6 pesos below the 78.6% Fib level. That makes it more likely because it confirms two likely support types. Using linear equations, I think that PSEi might reach this point by mid-May, assuming nothing drastic happens. But other things can happen, so I can't say this for sure. But it is good for it to be based on what I learned and what was shown by the Python program.